tapping in, y'all. Listen, you know what I'm saying? I don't believe I've ever listened to this guy right here once. I've flicked through and maybe stopped and, listen to the little thing that play sometime because he had. Matter of fact, he the one that talked about them sneakers. CC dope ass golf sneakers. So I did listen to this man. And that was good because them sneakers was so dope. I so hope and know I did one on it. I just gotta look through y'all just gotta look through it. I gotta look through it too and see, because I remember them sneaks. I would like to see them again. Anyway, I believe it was before I got the computer, but whatever have you. What I'm saying is I could not do this one immediately when I see y'all see at the bottom, Jerry or the guru Geno or whatever, guy talking Auriemma talks Caitlin Clark again. And I'm sitting up here saying, man, I've been waiting for somebody to get this man in another interview. Just saying he better I am so anticipating to hear what he got to say, bro. You know what I mean? So, because as much crap as he talked and C did her thing, you feel me? I gotta hear him. He better be as humble as he could possibly be, man, because you got all kind of crizzap. Like I said, I'm trying to, trying not to cuss so much, y'all, because, they say it ain't the thing to do if you try to really do your thing. So much poop. Dookie on his face from CC kicking it up on him, running out there, behind her back, splashing it on it, behind her back, splashing poop in his face. You hear me? So, let's hear what he's saying, man. Let's go.
So Geno Auriemma talked about Caitlin Clark again. This ought to be fun. Anyhow, he was a guest on a podcast, Make a Difference with Phil Martelli, who obviously Phil Martelli also a coach, longtime coach in college basketball. Anyhow, if I had Geno Auriemma on, the first thing I would do is, well, maybe not the first thing, because I'd want to
I
get the
know this dude better.
pleasantries out
He
of the
better
way
interview
and
me
not
right.
just like railroad the guy. He is a legendary coach. Don't get me wrong, but I would eventually play back his Dan Patrick comments for him, where he said that Clark didn't have the right skill set for the WNBA and
Right.
that her fans were delusional for thinking she would come in and have this
Right.
instant impact. I'm
That's right.
paraphrasing, and get his revised
That's
take
right.
on that, because he was very wrong. And
He was
it's
very
okay.
wrong.
Like, sometimes we're very wrong, but I get why that didn't happen on this latest thing, because coaching fraternity and all that didn't want to call him out on his freezing ice cold polar bear's toenail take. Nonetheless, Geno talked about Caitlin Clark again and sort of gave some backhanded compliments. Like, he talked about how she connects to the audience, which was good. He talked about how she's tough, like Paige Beckers. He threw Paige in there as well. But he also, let me play it for you. I want you to
Play it,
have
because
the
I'm sitting
full
up here saying
context
they don't sound like
of the comments too. So I'm going to start it a little earlier because
how I think
it
it
was a
should
longer
sound.
discussion, and I don't want to take Geno out of context and be unfair. So here is the beginning of the conversation.
The women's game. So if I think sometimes people get confused over the last 18 months, maybe over 2 years, that they think it was a rocket.
I'm gonna pause real quick and say, I don't give a. I've been watching these shows where I've watched guys or even lady, even be a lady doing it. Guys or lady or whatever, being how you say it, body specialist. You know what I'm saying? Body motion or whatever the move. You know what I'm saying? You making faces and you grabbing at your face and you making rubbing your next to your neck and all that crap. To me, immediately, I want to just say immediately when he said the women's game like he did. And I mean, I'm assuming that's what he know they're going to talk about. But he just automatically seemed tense, like, because he knows that people have been waiting for this, anticipating to hear you and, do this. And, you know what I'm saying? And not be a man and stand up and do it right, man. That shit don't even sit right with me, man. I mean, to stand up and say, if you saying backhand compliments instead of just saying, man, I guess it's too hard for motherfuckers to say I was, I want to say to people, man, look, I was wrong. You know what I mean? I was wrong. I can admit it, and we can move on. Y'all can still get back to respecting and loving me like without none of this. You know what I'm saying? Without that notation there, that asterisk of a comment that is going, you know what I mean, sit there forever unless you do that. To me, I feel. Unless you formally say, man, I was all the way in left field with that one. I was absolutely wrong. You know what I mean? And wop, woo, woo. But until then, bro, I believe it'll be, you know what I'm saying? It's a smear. It's a smear. And he knows it. That's why he's grabbing his giblet down there. Whatever you call it. What they call that, the goblet, whatever. I don't. Let's go, pardon me.
That you all jumped on Caitlin Clark's back and went straight up. But you've been there at the beginning of the ride, so to speak, and it's an ascent.
Look.
Where does the game grow from Caitlin to Paige, knowing that before Caitlin was Brianna and Diana and Sue and Rebecca and
whatever,
all of
buddy.
those?
Go ahead, though.
Dawn Staley as a player. Where does it go? Can it continue to climb, and will it climb on the back of now Paige Beckers?
Phone call from the boss? Sorry.
I mean, man, he couldn't have dressed that up
That
and
sounds fun. We have sort of
made
a
that any more.
Flo isn't the boss.
I mean,
Well, you
to
could
me,
say
harder to
boss at
answer
helping people.
than ever.
Yeah, I kind of
I don't know.
liken it to the college men's programs players of the late 60s, early 70s, right around that time when I was in high school, where there was a lot of really great basketball being played all over the country, but nobody knew about it. So if you lived in Philly, you knew that the schools in Philly, the Big Five, were the best 5 schools in America, because you had no idea anybody else was any good, because you never saw them. Then when I went and left to go to UVA, and I was in the ACC, and I was like, those people in Philly are out of their mind. This is a whole different world, dude.
I'm pausing again. Y'all see what he's doing, right? He's trying to do everything to make sure he, shows that, man, I've been through this. I'm a seasoned vet coach. Don't get, it wrong by whatever I said that I'm not. But I'm still not going to admit it. I'm still not going to admit it.
As we were growing up, all we knew was in our backyard. We couldn't see anything. UCLA had
now
all
you
got
to dress it up and make it all this big, this thing here. Instead of just saying, man.
You didn't know.
Man, CC. Man. Caitlin Clark just started doing this. I'm just saying, y'all, pardon me. I mean, I'm saying, just easy, man. When he dressed it all up, what I just want to start off by saying, as electrifying as that young woman has been this, last season, what have you, if we have more to come and be like, say, something else, just, you ain't got to, you know what I'm saying? Just saying, bro, give it to her.
Those guys.
Don't play her.
Who else in there? That's it. You knew.
It's your first time back.
Eventually, you knew Bill Walton. But
right now, you're looking like a weirdo, bro.
There was a game played at the Astrodome between Houston and UCLA. And 60,000 people, or whatever it was, came to the game. And all of a sudden, everything changed. There were a lot of good players before that, but after that, it changed. And it changed more when, Magic and Bird came out of high school and played in college.
Ain't that all up there to do all that?
Came out.
And just started standing up and saying.
And the NBA did the exact same thing.
I put my foot in my mouth. It was a bad call. It was all bad. I mean, it was all good.
I said, listen, when I was growing up in Philly and the Sixers were playing the Celtics in the playoffs to see who was going to the finals, The game was on tape delay the next day. All right, so you couldn't even watch the game live.
This is boring, sir.
Right, so there were a lot of
This
great
is
players,
boring
and no one saw them play.
and weird
But after Bird and Magic and then Jordan,
and
the
tiring.
game took off. The women's game now is exactly the same way. There were so many great players that people have never seen, and people bitch and moan,
So-
well, why didn't they pay more
So
attention? back then?
tiring.
Because they didn't. Like, it's a very simple answer. Because they didn't, and now they do. So, the point
That's
is,
what I'm gonna label this as, y'all.
where are we going next?
One of the most
And if
tiring
we think that
speeches I think I've ever heard.
one kid, one Caitlin Clark
You know,
is going to be enough to take this where it needs to go. It's not. Or
Look.
one Paige Beckers. It's not.
you double down.
What they do is they show you the way. They show you what's possible. And then
Okay.
the people that run the operation have to now capitalize on it. And then the younger generation, the high school people, have to prepare these kids so that when they get to college, we have something good to work with. And then we send them up to the WNBA, and then they have something good to work with. And it just keeps growing and growing and
It's the
growing.
most
So it still
hard-
comes back to
Suck,
um,
sir.
those of us that are in charge of
Shit
the
you
game.
say.
Are we making the game better every day? Are we making our players better every day? And are we preparing them, and in so many more ways than just scoring points? I think one of the things that makes Caitlin Clark, who she is the way she is with people. She connects with people, and people connect with her. Now, she talks a lot of shit on the court. All right, believe me. When people talk about in WNBA, why are these people beating up Caitlin Clark? Because she talks a lot of shit on the court.
Look.
Right? That's what makes her good. So she's not like this, angel walking around there and everybody else is beating her up. Nah, she's got a lot to say. She's a lot like Paige. Those guys have a lot to say. They just do it subtly, and they're tough. And so, we need more of that. And we need more. We need more great games. We need more better games. We need more rules modifications.
So that was the basic gist of Geno Auriemma's comments.
shit
So wanted to
sucks,
make
sir.
sure I didn't take anything he said out of context there. Let me say, first of all, that I never had an issue with physicality with Caitlin Clark in the WNBA. Now, he's kind of going out of his way to, first he's like saying she connects to people, and he could have left it at that, I guess. But he almost goes on to put the, reverse some of that discourse, try to put it in others' laps because of Caitlin Clark's trash talk. But I never thought, there was a couple plays that should have been officiated differently. My issue is more the lack of.
Pause real quick, because I want to chime in on that point. That shit was absolute bullshit. He said, y'all, was like, that just was like I said. He just not to want to apologize, bro. Not to want to say. So I'm gonna say more weird shit, like, I mean, yeah. Well, don't talk about that physicality. She talk smack or whatever have you, and woo instead of. You just said she couldn't handle the toughness. That's why she's good. You know what I'm saying? You know what I mean? You threw that. That's why she, instead of just, no, you said she couldn't handle that. That's what I'm saying. But now you saying, oh, well, now she gets it because, you know what I'm saying? You said she couldn't handle it. And now you trying to say, this is the thing. This is, now she trying to say she gets it because she deserves it. You know the fuck she don't, first of all. But you see how she twisted it, weirdo. You know what I'm saying? So that's where he lame at. That's why I can't wait to label this, y'all, for y'all. Shit, the wackest interview you know what I'm saying? And it was terrible. That shit was whack, lame, tired.
Honestly, in promoting and giving Caitlin Clark her
Right.
credit now, because even the initial question in that interview was basically like, oh, people think it's a rocket ship, and really it's been an ascension. Just because you all been around doesn't mean everybody else has been around. And I credit Geno for saying that. He said they weren't paying attention. Now, that doesn't mean there wasn't incremental growth. I've said that a billion times. There's incremental growth, but to act like the explosive growth didn't just happen is naive. It's naive. And then
It's more than naive. It's disrespectful. It's disrespectful, and they know it. Because, like I said, when you say that, and you say that about the growth, I just broke it down. I just said again, shout out to that dude again for breaking down how he said what happened in 5 days, incremental and Oh, I just said it real good the other day. Incremental, you know what it is. And he said, what y'all did in 5 days, it would have took y'all 5 years to do the WNBA. What she came and what y'all did in 5 years, it took them 5 years to do that. So it ain't no question who the credit goes down to. And for him to sit there and say, well, when he said, what he said about it just can't be C or whatever, I believe that. I believe that just all of us just watching C games and supporting C like this might not be able to, I don't know, suffice the whole league and make it, that much. But I figure it's going to be some more come. Hopefully they be able to bring it. Honestly, what them all, would be fantastic. That's what they got. Be amazing, fantastic, amazing. Even if all the girls that came got to hit them kind of shots. See them legendary game beaters, game winner shots in the heat of the moment at some big games. You know what I mean? Don't got to be at the biggest of them. Just even if, but mix it up. Somebody get one at this game, somebody, because I swear, to keep the people wanting to come for you, and she is a show woman. She's a showsman. She's a showswoman though. You know what I mean? I watched that shit. I watched how she went to the crowd. You know what I mean? Gave she is the best. She is surely the best. That's what she's doing. I'm telling you, she's just like she's been trained or something to be this good. She talks eloquently to the media. She gives so much. I wish she wouldn't talk so much. I tell you, she gives so many good answers to whatever you ask her. She give it to you, like telling you all the stuff. And I say, T, see, you ain't writing these people no book. You ain't got to tell them all this stuff. But that's how she is. That's how she like to talk. So, what I'm telling her. But yeah, she do it. She's the best I've seen. So, with that being said, let me finish him off, y'all.
About Caitlyn and
Let
then
get him
have
go.
to go out of your way to say something else and insert Paige into the conversation is something too. And we know that Clark did not go to UConn, wound up going to Iowa, wound up standing on her own too, without being in one
Right,
of those powerhouse
that's another
programs.
big thing.
And if you want some more evidence of how those
Pause again, Big Brian. Whatever. I'm saying there's another big thing right there on it. She went to a little school, one of them, how you say it, whatever you call them, there was no low name schools. I don't want to call it budget because I don't believe that's what you would call it, low budget. But one of them small schools, one of them, not major UConn and all them. That's what it got. That shit burns me up. You know what I'm saying? For Tarazi or Stewart and them to have sit there and be act act like they was big deals because they won these championships with these juggernaut schools. Like, get the hell out of here. You know what I'm saying? Y'all, C went and took this. That's why C's just so special, bro. She's done underdog amazing shit. That's why she's the shit. Y'all that shit y'all about watered down from being with, like I said, juggernauts. I don't know, UConn, whoever else is big names. I don't know them all. But yeah, back to yeah, she's so special for the shit. So you're gonna need girls to come with more specialness, like C, to keep them like attached, like we are. We a cult, I believe. You know what I'm saying? The CC fans. We crazy, like we on it. Like it ain't nothing to get past it. There's so many dudes on it. You know what I'm saying? That's what I'm saying. It's saying so many people on talking for C. It's, you want to go through all the channels. A motherfucker talking about CC and some CC on CC team. Boy, I'm telling you. So, just saying, bro.
powerhouse programs can help you. I saw this floating around today. Freshman of the year candidates. Look at the numbers. Clark clearly had the best freshman season, but Paige Beckers, I believe, was the national player of the year, and they tied for freshman of the year or something like that. So that goes along those lines of like her not being a UConn girl, which could influence Geno Auriemma's perspective a little bit. I'm still waiting for somebody to ask him about what he said in the past, though. You know, what does he
he
think about
won't
her actual game?
he won't. I could tell from his persona and his whole, his whole little just ordeal right there. He wouldn't dare sit down with nobody like, Stephen A. I gotta say his name because I know he'll ask the question. One of them dudes that's going to really ask him one of them questions. You know what I'm saying? It's Brian Clark, the good Reverend. I don't know. One of them dudes that will really ask him that. He won't do that. He won't dare. Because, he can't. He's too embarrassed. He's too embarrassed. And at his age, with his credential and his resume, he need to, you know what I mean? I tell you, that's a smear to me. I believe it's to a lot of people it's a smear until you stand up on it. You know what I mean? You stand up to it like, yo, you know what I mean? Yada yada. So let's finish him out. I'm just telling him like it is. He wouldn't dare, bro. He would not dare. I can see that now. See
Because
that now.
that's what she did and proved. That's why she had the freshman year that I just showed you. That's why she had the rookie year that we've
Why
talked
she
about so
CC.
much. So all this other
The
stuff,
Dawn. The Dawn is, I don't know.
is noise in a
The
sense,
Queen.
and we're not
Definitely the
discussing the
Queen.
essence. And to ignore, her influence and say, oh, page 2 or the past or whatever. Again, Geno didn't really do that, but he did throw her in there, and he did say, Caitlin talks trash. That's why she got beat up. And I get he's trying to protect, I suppose, the history of the game and those
No
the
history.
pioneers,
He's
so they
trying to
don't get
protect
disrespected and
himself.
everything, and the people that were already there, and part of that is he's been an institution there. But I don't know. I feel like he could be a little bit more straightforward in just giving Caitlin Clark credit. A lot of people
He won't,
would.
buddy. He won't, buddy. He won't. Like I said, that's who he is. And the more, you know, the more you let it be, show now that you him. Because at this point, it's been a long time. I feel like since somebody even seen you in the interview. I don't know if you've been in anywhere else. I know you ain't been nowhere where they was interviewing about you about Cece, because it would have been all over the joint. So basically saying, and this is the top, this is what you had to say when they said that you drag motherfuckers down memory lane about all the 60, 70 to paint the hole. He still won't talk to you. I'm telling you how tired it was. You know what I'm saying? I know y'all just watching, listening with me, but let me just sum it up to him for him in case he need to hear it. You made it all tiring and droopy because you want to talk about all the old crap and what had happened that we ain't heard that same shit 100,000 times by now. You know what I'm saying? By now, that's the same old song for you not to be able to say, yes, I was wrong. Yeah, man. I hope you get a dozen more girls like C, because the way she is, the way she's done it, it's been amazing to watch. Boop bop, and man, I just really like to appreciate and give my my respect and whatever you got to say. I don't know if people talking like that, but you know what I'm saying. Just anything, but you didn't, bro. You took that time to beat us down with that weird shit, and we didn't like it. I know I didn't. Didn't like it at all, and you could have saved that bullshit. Somebody else. You know what I'm saying? Beyond me. I couldn't hold that one, y'all. I gotta tell you, I'm holding these cuss words back, but the hell with that. You say that crap right there, you just did. We ain't need it. You know what I'm saying? See, I already know she put it all over your face. It's all over your face. That poop still dripping. Poop still dripping. Grabbing at that giblet. Yeah, man, I'm out of here, man. With that, man, but tap back, man. Y'all hear what it is. Y'all stay ready, man. One.